Welcome back to Joy News Prime, and with all the happenings on the sporting front, Gary Al Smith joins us here with details. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening.
What's up?
Well, a bit of this and that. We are still doing reactions to the finished Ghana Premier League season. The coaches are, looking back at the season and trying to give promises about what they will do next season, manifestos.
Kind of like the politicians.
Yeah, that's why I say manifestos.
All right, take it away, Gary.
Thank you very much, Araba, and thank you for joining us on the Sports on Prime. Hi, I'm Gary Al Smith. Today we have some local football and international football news as well. First of all, Dreams FC coach Charles Akono, who used to be a former Black Stars captain, says he's picking positives from what has been an interesting season for his club, which just came straight to the Ghana Premier League for the first time.
We started very well with drafts. We were able to win. I think our strategy was good. It gave us a chance to see most of our opponents, I think the first 5 matches. So we knew exactly what we will encounter as far as the opponent is concerned within the 5 months. So we prepared very well, and I think it helped us. The first round was really good. Obviously, a lot of teams doesn't know us. They don't know what we can do, and so we took that advantage to surprise them. It went very well. But in the second half of the league, we sort of, I would say, we struggled a bit.
Of course, consistencies,
because of the nature of our league. Every time there's a curve, a lot of things happen. And so, but if I have to look back, I think there's been positives, a lot of positives, less negatives, and we've picked the positives. The positive were some of them. One will call it negative. For instance, when we played Hearts of Oak, and for me, we won the match. We had, when we played Kotoko in Kumasi, that match was supposed to be draw. There were so many instances I can, and so you look at a team that just joined the Premiership and they've done so well. So and the credit also goes to management as well.
Okay.
Sounds very calm and composed, doesn't he? His team wasn't relegated, so he can say that. Also, another coach of another Ghana Premier League side, he says he wants to leave the team. I'm talking about Bichem FC's boss, Manuel Zacharias. He's been linked with so many clubs here in Ghana and abroad, and it's been clear for a while that he doesn't want to stay in the team who stayed in the Ghana Premier League season.
If I stay, we have to change maybe a lot percent, a lot.
What must be changed?
Now I can talk about now.
But are you staying
one day? Me? I don't know. I can stay in Ghana. I don't know. I am waiting all time for another 5 countries, from Africa, 1 for Asia, and 2 for Europe. But if I have good offer, I can talk with my president, and if it's good for both, I'm staying in Ghana. If not, soon I think some things can resolve. But in the moment.
From the coaches in the Ghana Premier League, we check out some football politics. First of all, Kwesi Nyantakyi has been cleared, and it's important news for him because, as a lot of us have been speculating for years, he has his eyes on the big one, on FIFA's presidential positions or things close to that. And if you check the story on myjoyonline.com sports page, there's a breaking news story there. It says FIFA have cleared Ghana FA President Kwesi Nyantakyi to stand for the governing body's top executive election this month. Now, Nyantakyi is seeking to get into the FIFA Council, and he's among 7 African football leaders contesting for 2 seats on the 29th of September in Cairo. He underwent an integrity check, which under the new FIFA reform laws, persons who hold or seek to hold an official FIFA position must undergo prior to their election or re-election. And he passed this integrity check carried out by the FIFA Review Committee in accordance with Annex 1 of the new FIFA governing regulations. And failure to pass could have automatically disqualified Nyantakyi from the contest. Now, let's look at how this plays into the larger context of FIFA politics. I'm glad to say that from Washington is somebody who has been campaigning for change in FIFA. As you may know, FIFA president, the former one, Sepp Blatter, was kicked out of power because of so many ethical irregularities that he is contesting, I must say, and one of his proteges, that is Gianni Infantino, was swept into power. However, an organization based in Washington in the UK called Change FIFA say that these reforms are not enough, and we'll tie it into the Kwesi Nyantakyi discussion. David Larkin is a co-director, and thank you very much for joining us. David, thank you very much for joining us. Yes. So the news from here in Ghana is that our own President Kwesi Nyantakyi is able to stand for the polls that will be held on the 29th of September. For those of my viewers who don't understand what this election is about, just give us a quick overview.
Sure. So everybody's familiar with the FIFA Executive Committee. That was the old structure that governed FIFA. And as you'll recall, it was a body that was operated in secret. And it was basically the alter ego of FIFA. So these 24 to 25 people operated in total secrecy, had no accountability. And so that's been replaced by this, what's now called the FIFA Council. It's now been expanded to around 30. And what this is this is the new executive committee that we're all familiar with. So its new name is the FIFA Council, and now we're having elections to see who can stand for these positions.
Very interesting. So what you are saying is that it's just old wine in new bottles.
That's right. I mean, what we're worried about is that what has fundamentally changed. Is this an entity where you can go and sit and participate and watch what this entity does? No, you cannot. This is the same problems with this entity are carried over from the old entity, because this all operates in secret. There's no public accountability, and that's troubling.
What does your organization seek to achieve in the long term? Because right now, Sepp Blatter is out. We saw a lot of ethical changes which you are not satisfied with. What is your end game?
Well, I think the end game here is baseline transparency. Let's start there. Baseline transparency, baseline accountability. These are not difficult concepts. I mean, in every government around the world, we figured out how to have these governmental type meetings that are open to the public and accountable. They're called town hall meetings. This is not rocket science. These are things that happen every day in democracies across the world. It's the very least first step that we can ask of the FIFA Council. Yet they're not doing it.
Why aren't they doing it? And give us an idea of the challenges you go through in trying to push reform in a big organization like FIFA.
Well, I mean, you have to understand that this is a multi-billion-dollar entity, that it has enormous political as well as geopolitical power, that as you fight these organizations, as you fight to change these organizations, you're up against billions of dollars in unlimited power, and they will try to crush you.
Interesting. So, back to our discussion here in Ghana, our president has been clear. There's a lot of people that are going to be happy. But what would you advise us as football watchers here in Ghana as he goes to contest for these seats?
Well, you know, I think I would encourage everyone to really support your local candidate, but as long as they have a platform of transparency and accountability. FIFA is an entity that, if you understand with Mr. Infantino, FIFA's accountability and reform actually went backwards when Mr. Infantino came to power, because the firewall, if you will, separating him and his power from the ethics committee that had been actually a step forward under Sepp Blatter, that's disappeared. So we have real concerns about whether or not the ethics committee of FIFA is independent, and how all these and you know, the other entities that are supposed to hold the power structures to account. We're really worried about how that's going to be conducted. And so I would really encourage people in Ghana to encourage their representative to demand accountability and transparency. That would be a really positive and good step for football, for people in Ghana and across the world.
Finally, and a quick one, I know that you've done a lot of work since 2010, your organization was formed. However, do you think that in your lifetime you would see the change you want to see at FIFA?
I do. I'm an optimist. I believe that the moral arc of the universe is towards good. I think there's a lot of good people in football. There's a lot of great people in African football who love the game, who care about the outcome of these things for players and for everybody who loves the game across the world. I think that there is real hope for change. We just simply have to keep fighting.
David Larkin, thank you very much, and good luck in your fight for advocacy and transparency at FIFA.
Thank you so much for having me.
David Larkin is the co-director of Change FIFA, an advocacy and campaigning group looking to, well, as the name suggests, change and shake things at FIFA.